Welcome to Growing Palmetto. I'm your guest host, Dr. Joshua Idasi, Program Leader, Sustainable Ag and Natural Resources and Environment here at 1890 SC State PSA. Our mission is simple yet powerful: to innovate, educate, and elevate the quality of life, raising the standard of living for all South Carolinians. We do this through 5 dynamic program areas under the umbrella of 1890 Research and Extension. Today, we are visiting the SC State 1890 Research and Demonstration Farm, a place where science, sustainability, and community come together. Silvopasture is not just about raising livestock, it is about raising the bar for how we farm. By integrating trees with grazing land, we improve the soil, boost biodiversity, and make the land work smarter for our future. It's where good economics meets great ecology. Here at our demonstration farm, we have 2 species of pine we are growing: loblolly pine and longleaf pines. They are grown in a spacing of 8 by 8, 8 by 10, 10 by 10, and 12 by 12. The reason we are growing these trees in this type of spacing so that we can build up a shaded area for our livestock. We're going to include cows, sheep, and sometimes some goats into this 5-acre plot. In between these blocks of trees, we'll have a 60-foot strip of Bahia grass grazing. And these grasses will be cropped with legumes like clover and field peas. The reason we are doing this is because we want a long-term investment on our trees for the future generation. And while the farmer is growing the trees, we can sell or maintain the land with our forages for short-term investment and the selling of the livestock. We'll explore more of the farm, but first, let's meet some of the experts making it all happen. Let's meet Zach Jordan, our farm manager, who will give us an overview of this incredible place. Zach.
Thank you, Dr. Idasi. My name's Zach Jordan. I'm the farm manager at the 1890 Research and Demonstration Farm. We acquired this farm in 2021, and the main purposes, the main goals that we have are education for our interns, our student interns, our 1890 scholars, supporting the research initiatives of 1890, and to partner with our constituents. Our farm employs interns throughout the year. These are both undergraduate and graduate students at South Carolina State. They support the overall farm operations as well as all of our research initiatives. These students are an integral part of our operation, and we view it not only as the additional labor support and training these future farm managers, but also bringing people who may not have been involved in agriculture and giving them not just a first-hand look into it, but actually being able to apply it practically out here. Our farm spans 200 acres. Those 200 acres are divided into really 3 main categories. So the first being livestock and forages, of which we have 30 acres of perennial hay production, and then we have another 40 acres that's dedicated to annual hay production. We have horticultural crops, which are grown in a controlled environment under our high tunnels, which we'll learn more about later. And then we have agronomic crops, which are grown under our center pivots. Some of the crops that we're currently doing research on are, we've got watermelons, tomatoes, leafy greens, squash, peppers, and that that's our horticultural research right now. In terms of the agronomic crops, we're looking at new and emerging crops like chickpeas. Our breeding program is looking at both peanuts and sorghum. We're growing sunflowers, and we actually have plans to integrate more agronomic crops and horticultural crops in the future. Speaking of future plans, we also plan on being host to the 1890 Midlands Research and Education Center, and it will integrate with our livestock operation. So as you can see, we have varying interests across the farm. We are an integral part of the 1890 mission, and we look forward to continuing to support in any way that we can.
Zach, thank you very much for a brief introduction about the farm. We know that weather play a very significant role in farming operation. We have Dr. Hemoth here who will give us a brief explanation on how weather is important here at the farm. And Dr. Hemoth.
Thank you, Dr. Idasi. This is Hemanth Narayan Dakshinamurthy, research scientist at 1890 Research and Extension. And
my name is Thomas White Jr. I'm a graduate assistant researcher.
We are here to talk about the weather station at our Ola Research and Demonstration Farm. So here what you see over here is a MetPro meteorological standard weather station from Campbell Scientific that has been installed in 2024, and we have been collecting data for the past 1 year. So we record data every 5 minutes, and then we share the data through our live dashboard, which is available for the users publicly to make their decisions or to perform research or to understand what's happening at our Ola Research and Demonstration Farm. The main goal why we established this weather station at the farm is to aid with agriculture decision making, to help improve with irrigation management, to understand our soils better, and to help with other researchers across the country that are trying to study South Carolina. So we are also sharing our data with NOAA, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association, through the CWOP program with the station code GW5730. So you can get our data either through our dashboard or through our CWOP program. If you see this weather station, you can see the tripod stand. It allows us to be mobile, so we can easily move it to different parts of the farm to aid with other research scientists and their research. And as you can see, it's solar powered, so it works on its own, and we have the cloud services to get access to the data in our mobile phones or in our laptop whenever we need from any part of the world. So I will hand it over to Thomas to talk about the quality control aspect of the data we collect at the farm.
Thank you, Dr. Hemoth. We use a website called GateHub, and that's where we use our quality control and upload our quality control data. The purpose of quality control data, any organization could use it for the refinement of the data that is collected. So my position, what we would do is collect the data. We would see the parameters that we would need to control it with and move forward with it.
Thank you, Thomas. So in summary, if you want to access the weather station data, you have three options. You can either access our real-time dashboard, or through Citizenship Observation Program, or through the GitHub, where you get access to our quality control data. The links will be available in the description or in the QR code form, or you can always contact us through our email or through our cell phone in the university provide contact details. So this weather station collects meteorological standard data to help agriculture decision making and to understand the meteorological parameters which drive agriculture in general.
Thank you, Dr. Hemoth, for this elaborative explanation of how weather plays a role in our farming operation. Our high tunnels are an integral part of our farm. Dr. Hiba, our research scientist, will give us more information about this effort.
Hello, welcome. Thanks, Dr. Idasi, for having us. We're here at the Research and Demonstration Farm in Ola, South Carolina, and I'm Dr. Brandon Huber, research scientist in controlled environment agriculture. Today we're going to be looking at the high tunnel production systems here at the farm, and we're going to look at some of the research that we're conducting in these high tunnel systems. So we're standing here in the high tunnel systems here at the Research and Demonstration Farm at South Carolina State, and I want to talk about what exactly a high tunnel really is. So high tunnels are basically an inexpensive greenhouse. What we have is a metal structure with plastic covering on it, and the sides on it are manual. You can roll them up and down as you need. And the benefit of high tunnel is it allows you some environmental control. We're able to protect ourselves from the rain, from heavy rains. We even have UV protection from the sun that prevents sun scald on fruit like tomatoes and peppers. And so it gives us some sort of environment, some protection from the rain, heavy rains and wind and cold especially. So in the winter months, we're able to roll these sides down and trap the heat inside these structures at no cost. We don't have any electric out here, so it's an inexpensive type of controlled environment form of agriculture. So here in the high tunnel, the research project we're working on right now is a comparison study of high tunnel production versus open field. So we have 3 varieties of tomatoes and 3 varieties of peppers growing inside the high tunnel and outside the high tunnel. You know, the high tunnels enable us to plant sooner than we can outside. So it allows us to get yields quicker and extend our season. So we're really interested in seeing what that yield benefit is in the spring and also into the fall. So on a weekly basis, we come through and we harvest the peppers, these different varieties, and we see what the yields are. We weigh them, we quantify them. At the end of the year, we're going to have a nice study. We're going to hopefully be able to publish this study and see what's the economic benefits of the high tunnel in South Carolina. And the high tunnel itself is a cost, but there's a lot of programs. The NRCS EQUIP program can allow farmers to get a high tunnel at almost no cost. So we want to see, okay, what does a high tunnel production system look like in South Carolina? And that's part of our goal here. So right here we're looking at multiple varieties of peppers. We're looking at the first one here. This is a banana pepper. It's growing very well. And then as we walk down the road, there's different varieties. We have jalapeno peppers. These are really nice high-performing variety of pepper called Jedi. It's a jalapeno. And then we get into some bell peppers. We have 2 varieties of bell peppers, and that will, you know, your standard bell. They're a little small right now. The heat of the summer has been hard on them, and that's one of the variables that we'll look at as we grow these things in these high tunnels, because it's hot in here. It's probably 10 degrees warmer than outside right now, and it's already 90 outside. So these are variables we need to look at as we think about high tunnel production in South Carolina. So we have, and so what you see here is you see a lot of those replicated. It's a replicated study, so you have multiple plots and multiple reps. So it's this repetition as you go down this row. Then we come around here. These are other more specialty types. We're looking at different types of cayenne peppers. We have habaneros. We have probably a total of 12 different varieties altogether, and in different studies here. And then over here, this is the remainder of a tomato study that we looked at. And so tomatoes, this is a determinate tomato variety that usually fruits quickly. It's harvested all in one setting. And so, believe it or not, these tomatoes are coming back again for another harvest, it seems like. We even have a data logger in here that enables that this is logging the environmental conditions in this high tunnel. So we want to not only understand how the plants grow, we want to understand what's the environmental conditions inside this high tunnel all summer. I talked about how hot it is in here, and so we know that affects the crop's growth and development. And so we have a data logger inside and then a data logger outside, so we're able to see what that environment really is like. All right, so this is the next high tunnel system, and this is our specialty crop high tunnel. And we have right here, we're looking at papaya. This is dwarf papaya. It's a variety that fruits in 6 months. By growing these in the greenhouse, starting these early in the greenhouse and getting them transplanted early with the benefits of the high tunnel system, our hope is to see if we can get fruit. And we already got flowers. It's August now, and we have flowers, so it's possible that we'll have fruit before frost time. And so with the benefit of the high tunnel being able to extend the season, we can roll the sides down and prolong this crop later into the fall, even into December or so, depending on the weather. So we're looking at papaya. It's really starting to take off. It loves the heat, unlike some crops like tomato, you know, being a really tropical plant. And then we have another crop down at the end, cassava. And cassava is a root vegetable, tropical root vegetable, that we're interested in just seeing how it does. This is a project we're doing outside of the high tunnel. This is a new variety trial of a new variety of watermelon called Orange Crush. And Orange Crush is the orange flesh watermelons seem to be making a comeback. They're starting to gain some popularity. So I'm going to show you. This is a pretty small one. They're typically bigger than this, but I want to show you what these are like. And so these are really sweet. They taste just like a normal watermelon, like a red flesh watermelon, but they're orange. And the flavor is just as good, the sugar is just as good, and they're starting to gain popularity. All right, well, thanks for checking us out. Thanks for visiting the research demonstration here at the high tunnel system. We hope that we have some great results this fall as we conclude this research study and continue to collect our yield data throughout the summer. So thanks again for checking us out. We'll see you soon. Back to you, Dr. Adasi.
Our high tunnel help us to extend the seasons where we are growing crops, and also to give us a continuous production during the change of seasons. Crops are very important. They could be raw crops that are grown by our people in South Carolina. Dr. Abera will help us look at what we are doing here at the farm is related to raw crops. Dr. Abera is a research scientist in plant breeding, genomics, and genetics. Dr. Abera.
Thank you, Dr. Udase. I am Dr. Abera, a senior scientist and director of Center of Plant Breeding, Genetics, and Genomics. I'm introducing different varieties, crosses of sorghum, pearly millet, and millet itself. So we have 3 crops in this field. This one is a pearly millet. All the blocks here are planted 2 months ago. You can see how this one is extremely early and long stature. We have a millet crop here. I mean, the vegetative growth of this millet is very amazing, and we are still measuring some of the traits important for this area. And we have a sorghum plant. It totally failed to grow. So this is the importance of genetics, you know. We always call it differential response of genotypes. And we have these 2 varieties, and they are very good performing also, even competing with the hybrid. You can see this white mark is a sign of the bigger seed size. So we are expecting some pollination control for this experiment. Our experiment is a result of collaboration with Purdue Breeding. We have 52 hybrid lines already introduced here. We brought them from Purdue. They are crossed for disease resistance, drought resistance, high yield potential, and also earliness, early maturity. So we have 52, and an international organization, PBS International from UK, is also collaborating with us in pollination control. So we give all these opportunities to our farmers. We are planning to invite our farmers to select the best genotypes they need, because South Carolina is very diverse environment. So all these genotypes will serve South Carolina farmers. So we'll make like genetics and genomic analysis in addition to these phenotypic variations. I would like to appreciate my colleagues here, the Sustainable Ag Extension Agent, Mark Nettles, and also the research scientist, Dr. Thomas Nyata in urban agriculture. This is the benefit of team approach. Thank you.
And now we'll give you what is happening around the state in our 1890 in 90 seconds segment. Thank you for joining us in this episode of Growing Palmetto. As I introduced myself before, I'm Dr. Joshua Idasi, State Program Leader. Here today we saw different aspects of what we are doing at the farm using our research and extension effort. We visited our high tunnel production, where we saw the extension season, where we're growing crops in the high tunnel setting, and then we visited the weather station, where we have quite a lot of good information on how we can look at certain aspects of weather. Then we saw about silver pasture, whereby our family can improve their land use by doing long-term investments with trees and then short-term investments with livestock and hay production. Today we visited with Dr. Abera, who is trying to introduce new crops to South Carolina. These are specialty crops which will help our farmers get into new markets and niches, and also some raw crops like peanuts, which has been very big money maker here in the state. Again, thank you for tuning into our Growing Palmetto episode. Until next time, keep growing smarter.